Hey, I'm Nelson Harris, and thank you for joining the Roanoke Public Library's Facebook page for our Roanoke Valley 1940s History Contest. I hope you've had some fun looking over the questions of this week, all coming from my most recent book, The Roanoke Valley in the 1940s, which was underwritten by the Roanoke Public Library Foundation. By the way, you can get your own copy of the book by going to the Roanoke Public Library Foundation website. Just go to rplfstore.org. Here are the questions and the answers from this week's contest. Question number 1. During the 1940s, stars of the Grand Ole Opry would perform regularly in Roanoke, typically on Wednesday nights at the Roanoke Theater. Of all the Opry personalities that performed in Roanoke, which star appeared in Roanoke more than any other during the 1940s? I bet you made some great guesses. If you answered Minnie Pearl, you'd be correct. Question number 2. In 1945, this Danish conductor, musician, and humorist performed with a 26-piece orchestra at the Academy of Music. While conducting the orchestra, the spotlight went out, leaving half the stage in darkness. True to form, the conductor finished the piece, turned to the audience, pulled a matchbook from his pocket, lit one. "Oh, there you are," he said, holding the match up to his face. The audience responded with applause and laughter. Who was this performer? If you answered Victor Borge, you'd be correct. If you've never seen him, look him up on YouTube. Borge is spelled B-O-R-G-E. It's hilarious. Question number 3. On September 23rd, 1945, the very popular Radio Theater was heard over the CBS network. That night was a dramatic production of the play Sentimental Journey. It co-starred 2 former Roanokers and may have been the only time they ever performed together. Who were they? So here you had to get 2 names correct. If you said John Payne and Lynn Barry, you would have been correct. John Payne starred in Miracle on 34th Street. That was his most famous film. Lynn Barry actually acted in 150 films in the 30s and 40s. Both of them lived in the Roanoke Valley at one time. Last question of this past week, question number 4. In 1940, a 22-year-old and her orchestra performed a 5-hour show at the Roanoke Auditorium. So popular was the event that the performer returned to Roanoke a few months later and gave a show on her 23rd birthday. She would become one of the most famous African-American singers of swing music in the 20th century. Who was she? Well, if you guessed Ella Fitzgerald, you would be correct. Hey, I hope you were one of the winners and got in the drawing for a free copy of the Roanoke Valley in the 1940s. I'm Nelson Harris. I'll see you next Friday for the answers to the questions next week. Keep playing.